Guys, I feel like a little bit of an idiot. And so I decided to turn on the camera. That makes a lot of sense. Uh, Situation is, I just made a new hire, and it went horribly wrong, horribly poorly. And I just got to tell you about what happened. And there's hopefully a lesson here. So for those of you know who are new here, I run a business. It's called Game Launch. We help gamers turn their brands into businesses. I'm the number one Rocket League teacher on YouTube. Maybe there's a YouTube play button back there. Anyways, that's what I do. That's my day job, Rocket League YouTubing. It's a car soccer video game. Anyways, I brought on a new person to my team, guys. It's his fifth, kind of official day. I should even say maybe even closer to 10th. It's about a weekend. And I check in with him because it's kind of near the end of the week today. It's Thursday, whatever. Hey, man, how's it going? He hits me back. Not too much. Honestly, haven't really done anything this week. But how are you? And I'm like, well, appreciate respect the honesty. But I don't know. Have you guys ever been in a new job and in your first week done nothing, quote unquote, not much? And then your boss, in this sense me, reaches out to you and goes, hey, how's it been going? Haven't really done anything. And I was like, I fucked up. This, what did I do wrong? And so there's a couple lessons in here. Number one is, how did I hire somebody for a job and them not know what to do in the job? Okay, so I could get all angry here, and my initial response was, this guy's an idiot. And then I was like, wait, who's the idiot that hired him? And I was like, oh, okay. And then the second lesson from that is, how can you start a job and not do anything for the first 5 days and not even clock that that's a problem? And so I was flabbergasted, bewildered, and befuddled. And so I messaged him. We got on a call today, and I was just trying to understand what was going on. Anyways, long story short, I asked him hey, he was unsure on what to do. I'm like, okay, well, let's pull up your role description. It says here are some of the things in your role description. Have you done this? And the first thing on his role description, he's kind of customer support anyways. And the first thing is answer support tickets. And it's have you answered support tickets? I looked in the server. Server has a ton of support tickets unanswered. He's like, well, no, I couldn't answer support tickets. I didn't have any, I didn't have the roles. I didn't have the permissions, the new account login. I was like, what? How am I just hearing this now? It's the end of the week. You've been sitting here for a week, presumably. What have you been doing and obviously I didn't say it like this, but I'm just losing my mind over here. I'm honestly bewildered. I'm like, okay, so obviously step one, whatever's going on right now, we need to change your role because clearly doing the current role is not succeeding because you're not doing anything. I'm like, let's talk tomorrow. And I just try to cool off. I went and did yoga, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. And so anyway, so it reminded me of something that I want to teach on today, guys, and it's the competency hierarchy. And it's a very simple concept. Some of you guys may have heard it, but I realized how I made this mistake. And so let's break it down from a fundamental standpoint. Let's go over it. Here's my beautiful Google Doc. Okay, competency hierarchy. What is the competency hierarchy? I'm going to flashbang you guys, right? Or unflashbang you guys. There we go. Okay, if I flashbang you, I apologize. So what is the competency hierarchy? There are 4 levels of competency. You guys may have heard this before. It's super important in learning any skills, whether you want to make money online, whether you want to help not make stupid mistakes hiring people. 4 levels. Unconscious incompetence. Conscious incompetence. Conscious competence. Unconscious competence. Okay, so what does this mean? 4 levels. Think of unconscious incompetence as the lowest level of mastery. So you are unaware that you don't know something. So I would ask someone who's unconsciously incompetent, how is your fitness doing? And they would go, I don't know. I mean, I think it might be good. It might be bad. They don't even know what the metrics of fitness are. basics, body weight, BMI, even though it's like not very accurate, muscle mass, percent body fat, etc. They don't even know the metrics at which to measure success. So like you're unaware that you don't know something. Like, I don't know. And then they'll just give you a random answer. Conscious incompetence would be a response like, aware that you don't know. How's your fitness? Man, I think I don't really know how to measure it. I couldn't really give you an answer. So they'll be able to tell you that they don't understand. If you say like, how are your sales skills? Somebody goes, I'm not, I've done it before, but I'm not very good. Okay, so they're aware that they don't know. Conscious incompetence is when they actively think about it, they can do it. So like when you actively think about, and maybe like a skill would be a better example, like playing a video game. Like when you focus on playing the video game, you can do the thing, but when you're not focused or distracted, you can't do the thing. Or not thinking, you can't do it. And then unconscious incompetence is you can do it without thinking. So like me, like I could like talk to the YouTube camera without, thinking and not blinking and mannerisms and whatever. I could be like the dancing monkey on screen. I'm good at that. And so I realized, oh shoot, I hired somebody that is unconsciously incompetent. And so like, to give you the example, for me, when I land in a new job, guys, if I like for the first 5 days didn't have access to a major account that was the first thing on my job description, I would, in that position, probably poke somebody. Hey, not to bother you. I don't know if you're going to give me access to this thing I thought I was going to have. I don't have access. But clearly in this position, this person didn't even think to ask that. So like, I hired somebody that was unconsciously incompetent. And this is very important to understand. And the reason I mention this is because I've actually done this more than once. I had a higher level role that was similar to this, that was unconsciously incompetent, didn't know what the job was nor how to do it. And so when you have that, you need to be really careful. Let me tell you a tragic story about this other guy. I actually have two examples of this, both people who have let go from the team, as you will soon find out why. One of them, started in one position. Let's just say they were a video editor, right? And as they climbed responsibility, I kept promoting them, but eventually I promoted, shifted responsibility, moved them across things to a point where they were managing something that they'd never managed before. Let's call it sales. And so I go to this person and I say, Tom, how is sales doing? And Tom, not have ever done sales before or run a sales department, goes, it's going good. It's going good. And then me, I go, okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know it's going good, Tom. Check in with you next week. You run that a couple times, come to find out 6 weeks later, shit was not good. There was a fire burning right beneath Tom. He just didn't have the skill or the competence, the level of knowledge to see the problem. And so it's very dangerous, guys, when you hire somebody that's unconsciously incompetent. And I don't know how I managed to do this again. I'm part of the reason I'm making this is so hopefully I don't make this mistake again. When you talk to a hire, I think something I'm going to try to do better going forward is, and I'm doing it with this new guy that we're bringing on to hopefully fix this. You need to understand somebody's level of competence before they come in, because Exhibit A, you ask somebody who's unconsciously incompetent how something is going, their answer is, not for any wrong reason or malicious reason, their answer is completely worthless. They could tell you it's going great. It could be shit. They could tell you it's shit. It could be going great. They don't even know how to judge the skill. It's like playing golf and not understanding what's wrong with your swing. Somebody could say like, you could have somebody come in that says, I know my swing's not bad. But the worst person to have to come in is somebody who doesn't even know what to look at in their swing. They're like, I don't know, I think it's pretty good. And they have an awful swing. This isn't like the golf. I don't really golf that much, but this is the idea. If somebody's unaware that they don't know something, it is your job to make them aware or like GTFO. And so 4 levels of competence. You progress through these over time with skill and training. I don't know how I found myself in this conundrum. Am I the shittiest boss of all time? Maybe. I'm getting better, though. I'm getting better. Honestly, like a lot of this hiring stuff is just making mistakes, and it's honestly like checking boxes. Like, I've made the mistakes of like hiring people who just, go go away very fast. And if you're a small business owner, like you can relate. We don't get to hire the best talent. We don't, because we're not paying them 10 grand a month. You're not dropping 6 figures on a salary. We're hiring mostly part-time people, folks online, folks like, that remote might be working multiple jobs, and that's fine. But I'm just making this for myself, guys, because I got to do a better job of understanding the level of competence people that I hire. And I think the way to do this is just ask questions to come back. Like, what's the solution for the future? I've gone over the problem very clearly, hopefully. The solution is ask questions to gauge competence. And specifically, like, what I need to do better going forward. I do this with like skills that I think of. Like, okay, so you're hiring a video editor. Have them test project edit videos. If you're hiring a community manager, give them a scenario. Hiring a leader, or create a 30-day action plan. Tell them to do something. And in this position, I guess I hired a community support person, and they didn't even know, and I must not have asked, like, so give me an example of how you respond to X, Y, and Z. And I clearly assuming just obviously set the wrong expectation. So I'm going to go solve this whole dilemma, but know the level of who you're hiring. And when I say level, I don't mean that in a good or bad way, like just somebody who's entry level versus mid level versus high level. Like, you need to know who you're working with and obviously train them accordingly, because you could be talking with somebody who's brilliant. And if they're brilliant, you just say, build me a $10 million a year business. And a skilled person just runs that up. They know all the little things that you need to do. They go, okay, so I need to create a product. I need to be good at copywriting. I need to create some sort of sales process. I need to have a way to transact money. And they'll figure out the whole thing. But somebody who is much lower on the competency hierarchy, you might say, hey, you need to let me know when you don't know how to do something. And it's your job to determine like what level of competency you hire at, and what level you're privileged to. Obviously, hire if you can, if you have more money. But like, if somebody is high level and then they have very low competency, red alert. And in this position, like if they're high level in your company and you're paying them a lot, red alert. And in this situation, I just feel like a little bit of a doofus. So I'm making this video for hopefully my future self. Understand the competence of somebody you're talking to, because I just assume they're the same. Like, I was just like, oh, he must be the same level as me. So I'm going to say, go answer these support tickets, and he's going to know what that means. Well, one, clearly doesn't know, maybe he does know how to answer those support tickets. I don't know. He didn't know to ask that he needs it. So blah, blah, blah. But in this position, I should have set expectations clear. I should have understood the level of help he needed. I should have obviously been helping him more. The fact that he didn't have access to the basic account, like, I need a better onboarding process. That's obvious. So troubleshooting this. Just documenting this, like, how to hire 101. Maybe that'll be the title of the video. Anyways, follow for more hiring tips. Thanks for watching.